go?
Yes.
Please begin.
Hi, my name is Ava Valentina Necker,
Hi, and I'm Bibi Necker.
and this is Sellout. What is punk, anyway, when you don't understand the meaning behind noise? Sure, it's an aesthetic, a name that people associate with harsh music and spiky clothes. But there's so much more to it than that. We were the alternative.
The youth rejecting the government, banding together to create art, support one another, and refuse to conform to the cultural mainstream.
We were walking, screaming, anti-establishment manifestos. To them, we were just noise, messed up kids making the streets more dangerous. But we were screaming to get the world to stop, to get the world to notice so that they could make a change.
The youth rejecting the government, banding together to create art, and refuse to conform to the cultural mainstream. That's what we stood for. So what did I do? I learned 3 chords, made some friends, and mocked the idiots that run our country. Instead of buying clothes, I made them from string and tartan fabric. American punks have the freedom to express themselves artistically and politically, as loud as we fucking want!
Where I live, noise is dangerous. Leningrad in the early 80s is strict. The Soviet worker works their life away for nothing. The government men get mansions. Some kids notice. Some stay quiet. Some pick up their microphones and guitars as swords and shields. Some fight against the unfairness. Some become punk.
If you're arrested for speaking out, how did you manage to put together those concerts?
We did it under the KGB, the secret police's noses. I stand under the dim light of an alleyway, waiting for the signal to come in. I tuck myself into a crush of people in a kitchen and listen to a kid scream sing about the government men and how everything is going according to their plan. Someone runs in.
The cops are coming!
Everyone runs out. The sound of drums mixes with the steps of these people screaming and running for their lives, and I trip and fall. Another punk helps me up, and we get out of there. But not every punk does. Most are conscripted into the army. Some are arrested. Punks cut themselves just to be sent to the mental hospital instead. Anything is better than serving a government that lies when it says it serves us.
And what about that jacket? How come you weren't just thrown in jail for wearing it outside?
I fought for this jacket. I lost 3 teeth just to keep it. To men who thought they could try it on with me, skinheads, police. We despise the line of dying men that lead our country. Brezhnev, Andropov, Chernikov, 3 funerals and the same lies. We sing songs about how they failed the youth of their nation, and still nothing changes.
We wrote signs about the unfairness of capitalism, war, corruption. We sent them out wherever we could to export our rebellion to as many punks as we could find.
You were lucky to do that. If I was found with an anti-government sign in my hands, no one would ever hear from me again.
What happened in 1985 with Gorbachev?
In 1985, Gorbachev implemented glasnost and perestroika. Openness to the West, to new ideas, to people who were different, people like me. Restructuring in the form of changes in government, less strict police. I could walk in the streets in my best clothes and not be afraid. I could sing my songs with my friends. I could bring to light the wrongs of our nation through art and protest. It felt like winning.
The Soviet Union fell on Christmas Day, 1991.
And suddenly we had one. The anarchy that every punk craves wreaked havoc on Russia and the Soviet states. The government that I hated, the government that lied to me since the day I was born, was gone. And with it went the reason for our existence. Without a man to fight against, what happens to the contrarians? Or in your Christian America, what is God without the devil?
In the aftermath, Boris Yeltsin introduces shock therapy, The economy falls further due to attempts at privatization without a safety net.
We stop playing gigs, barter our studs, and try to find jobs. The people who were my friends are now my competitors for work. We're all just trying to scrape by. And ideology doesn't buy bread.
So you sold out.
I survived.
A funny thing happened in the Western world in the 1990s. Punk bands became copyright brands. You could buy protests at your local Hot Topic, supporting the man your shirt claimed to despise. You could look punk without even knowing the meaning behind it.
And once Russia was fully capitalist, there was consumerism under the guise of punk here too. I see a jacket just like the one I used to wear in a store window.
4,999 rubles. 5,999 with those patches pre-sewn. No needles, no blood, no risk.
My jacket cost teeth. And friends and nights I didn't come home. Punk hated consumer culture.
But consumer culture loved punk.
I scrounge up the last bits of my dignity as I look at that jacket, price tag on it. I may have had to sell out to live, but I will not live my life as a sellout.